Hello, everybody. We're here with Raissa and Christoph, and both of them held a workshop here at the Startupstube of FH Vorarlberg, and it was about fear setting. And the people really liked it. It was a really interesting experience. And so we thought, let's bring that ideas, that reflection to a bigger stage and make a video for YouTube to share their thoughts with you. So fear is obviously something that is pretty much connected also to the idea of starting one's own business. At least we both had fear when we started our businesses, and we come across a lot of people with ideas that actually are held back a little bit by their fear. There's always this fear also, what is if it is not working out? What would other people say if I fail? They have, like, in their head, they imagine like pretty bad outcomes. And so we were wondering, okay, what to do with that fear? And as you guys spent some thoughts on that, we thought, okay, why not ask you, what should the people trying to start up something do when they encounter that fear in the process?
Thank you, Thomas, for this introduction and invitation. And I will answer this first question. And there's a whole methodology behind that we will express or go through in this trilogy of videos. But as a start point, I would like to read out a quote or a couple of quotes that come from two very famous Stoicists. That is an ancient Greek philosophy about how every obstacle is not something that we have to fear, but is the way to go. We only grow through encountering our fears. So these two quotes are as follows. Marcus Aurelius, a very famous emperor of the old time, says, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about the opinion of the others." And another one reads, "Just keep in mind, the more we value things outside of our control, the less control we have." So Stoicism, this is from Epictetus, in the end is a philosophy, and I would strongly recommend to read about it as a starting point, that you're only in control. It doesn't matter, it makes no sense to focus on the things that lie outside of your control. They're just imaginations. You cannot do it, it's other people's. You can only control yourself and your own thoughts in the end. And I think that's a great starting point. And then from this starting point, we can really redefine failure. And I would like to read another beautiful Chinese parable that really shows how whether it's good or bad, we don't really know where it is. It's just an imagination. And what matters is what we can do, and that is to be clear on our thoughts and on our emotions towards them. So it goes as follows. Once there was a Chinese farmer who worked on his poor farm together with his son and their horse. When the horse ran off one day, the neighbors came to say, "How unfortunate for you." The farmer replied, "Maybe yes, maybe no." When the horse returned, followed by a herd of wild horses, the neighbor gathered around and exclaimed, "What good luck for you." And the farmer stayed calm and replied, "Maybe yes, maybe no." While trying to tame the wild horse, the farmer's son fell and broke his leg. He had to rest up and couldn't help with the farmer's chores. "How sad for you," the neighbors cried. And he only replied, "Maybe yes, maybe no." Shortly thereafter, a neighboring army threatened the farmer's village, and the young men in the village were drafted to fight the invaders. Many died, but the farmer's son had left behind fighting because his leg was broken. People said to the farmer, "What a good thing your son couldn't fight." And he just replies, "Maybe yes, maybe no." So maybe our greatest misfortune that we think that we're really afraid of, if we fail something badly, we never know if it is really something bad or something that really has saved us from something in the future and has been our greatest gift, maybe the greatest learning we ever had to wreck that business or miss that partner or that pitch. But through that, we've gotten into something very different. So it is really about in the end, reprogramming your mind about the concept of failure and see it as something that helps you to go through life if you focus on what you can really control. Once you give failure the power of the others and let them judge what is failure, you will suffer.
So kind of you can connect the dots only looking backwards. Kind of, is that what you're trying to pointing out, kind of that it could be a chance, but at the moment it maybe seems like failure, but in the long run it could be kind of some really important experience that changed your life, kind of.
It's just as much your success or your failure is all an imagination. It's a future outcome, and you start giving it a reason right now, whether in which side you want to go. One makes you really close down, and one makes you excel, and you have the choice now all the time. And it is also extremely important to assume your responsibility within it. So if you care about what other people think about you, you will have difficulties. If you care about what you think and you judge yourself and your own things and you only try to change, you cannot make people change laughing at you. You can't change them, but you can change what you do because of it and how you feel because of it. That's your responsibility.
Yeah. No, so just to add, but then I'm stopped talking. But I was just like reading a quote that I could connect to what you've been saying. So failure is also obviously a part of an entrepreneur's journey most time. And I read a quote. I don't know by who it was. It says, "Teachers teach, coaches coach, and entrepreneurs fail." And this kind of what I also heard in kind of what you've been saying, kind of, so it's part of the journey. It brings you somewhere. Maybe it's hard in the moment you experience it, but it's part of the journey, and it brings you to another level of understanding, and also brings you experience that are valuable also in the future.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And I like that sort of reprogramming your mind, and that you are in control of it. And that leads me to my next question. You said it's very important to understand one's fear and not to ignore it, but how exactly can I do that?
Well, first of all, it's important to be aware that fear will always be with us, right? Fear is our most primitive emotion. It actually exists to protect us. It's here to support us for our survival. It's a good thing, actually. But besides the feeling, the emotion itself, fear is about the reaction, right? So it's how we deal with it. It's how we relate to the fear that actually matters. And it has two main reactions, fight or flight. That means when we experience fear, we can either paralyze. So that means we make it real. Now we believe in the thought, we believe in the fear, and we paralyze. And we turn it reality. Or we fight the fear, we question the fear, we know how to relate with it in a better way. And then we move forward, we become stronger. Fear has this wonderful power to make us stronger. It can make us move faster, for example. And it can make us move forward. So that means that fear can be our enemy, or it can be our great master, not to, for example, realize our dreams. So if we understand that behind our dreams, there are always fears, or when we want to start a project, when we want to be entrepreneurs, we face fear. And if we're courageous not to face fear and go with fear anyway, it can serve as an impulse to show how to act, for example, how to anticipate things, how to prepare better, how to study for something, how to become stronger and do it anyway. So courage is about, it's not the absence of fear, it's about moving with fear. It's about acting with the fear. And so it's about how we relate with the emotion and not about ignoring the emotion.
So fear is a very deep emotion. And in the next episode, we will learn more about the connection between dreams and fears, which you already mentioned. So dear all, please stay tuned. Watch us on YouTube, The Pirates of Love, Startupstube, and keep in touch.
Thank you.